discharged. Ministry of Health spokesperson Ruben Mbewe, who confirmed the development in Lusaka, said Dr. Kaunda was discharged following the good progress he had continued to make. Dr. Mbewe said Dr. Kaunda was discharged around 12 hours yesterday as he had continued to make good progress. Asked when Dr. Kaunda is expected back in the country, Dr. Mbewe said that was up to his family to decide, as the first Republican president had gone to Namibia on holiday when he fell ill. On Monday, government dispatched a team of medical experts to that country to assess the condition of Dr. Kaunda. Foundation for Democratic Process President Dr. Alex Ngoma has been asked to leave the delegation monitoring and the printing of ballot papers in Durban, South Africa. Dr. Ngoma has been requested to report to the ECZ officers by Monday to clear assertions that he had hidden a presidential ballot paper while at the printing plant. ECZ Public Relations Manager Chris Akufuna says the action to send Dr. Ngoma back to Zambia is for the Commission to establish facts in the matter. The FODEB president is alleged to have hidden one of the ballot papers when the printing process was launched and has since denied accusations.
I'm not saying that you had, like I said, I'm not saying you had a bad intention, but how could you think that you could take a ballot paper away? It's a sensitive paper. You cannot have, nobody can have a ballot paper.
I was actually asking you, not anyone else, I was asking you so many questions following your email, and I had it in your face.
Dr. Alex Ngoma, president of Foundation for Democratic Process, FODEP, a non-governmental organization, is part of the delegation that flew to South Africa to witness the printing of ballot papers by Universal Print Group. However, Dr. Ngoma has been sent back to Zambia by Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ on allegations that he attempted to hide a presidential ballot paper whilst in the plant on the 16th of August 2011, the day when printing commenced. ECZ Public Relations Manager Chris Akufuna disclosed the Commission's decision to journalists, political party representatives, and other observers during a briefing.
As we were looking at the ballot papers, I think you remember. So when the instruction was given that let's give back the ballot papers, that ballot paper remained in the hands of Dr. Ngoma, and it was retrieved by Vic.
There were those sample ballot papers that were on the table. I picked up one like anybody else did to look at, and it remained in my hand as he was explaining. We were following him. It's not that I hid it anywhere or anything like that. It was in the hand like this, exposed. That's how come he was able to say it. And he said, you still have this? I said, yes. He said, you are supposed to leave them back. And I said, I didn't know. That's how I gave it to him.
The Commission would like to establish the reasons why that happened.
I have to be sent back to Lusaka because of the difficult questions that I've been asking that have caused the discomfort in the group. So all these other things are just nonsense. And I want you to know that it's all nonsense. You know, it's just the way our system operates. Okay? I haven't done anything wrong whatsoever. What can you do with the sample ballot paper? That's what happened. People will twist the story just to suit their case and their situation. I'm ready to go back home.
The FODEP president has since been summoned to report at ECZ headquarters in Lusaka on Monday, 22nd of August 2011. Mwakana Mfukwe, Muvi TV News, Durban.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission of Zambia says it has resolved the misunderstanding that arose following allegations that FODEP President Dr. Alex Ngoma attempted to steal a presidential ballot paper. ECZ Public Relations Manager Chris Akufuna told Muvi TV News in a telephone interview from Durban, South Africa, that the misunderstanding has been resolved. He says following the resolution of the matter, Dr. Ngoma is not coming back to Zambia and will continue to monitor the printing of ballot papers in Durban. Dr. Ngoma is alleged to have been captured on a closed-circuit television trying to put the ballot paper in his diary. Meanwhile, Mr. Akufuna says an update on the progress of printing of the ballot papers will be given today. He notes that good progress has been made so far. The printing of presidential ballot papers is expected to wind up this weekend ahead of the commencement of parliamentary and local government ballot paper printing. The ballot papers for September 20th polls are expected to be ready on the 10th of September 2011. The controversy of corruption against Universal Print Group of South Africa has continued. PF Kabwata constituency aspirant Given Lubinda claims more evidence of corrupt practices against the company has emerged. He claims some ECZ officials working with UPG set up what he termed dummy companies to issue dubious invoices. Mr. Lubinda claims in one instance the alleged company issued a dubious invoice for a colossal amount of $90,000. He was speaking at a media briefing.
Corruption allegations surrounding Universal Print Group UPG of South Africa, the company engaged by ECZ to print Zambia's 2011 tripartite election ballot papers, have continued. Patriotic Front PF Kabwata constituency aspirant Given Lubinda maintains the conduct of UPG must be investigated. He claims he has volumes of information concerning the illegal dealings of UPG.
In one of these many cases, and I'm sure Ken Okayukwa knows this, I know the fact that he knows this, and that's what is annoying me. A senior officer of the ECZ, together with his other colleagues, set up a microfinance company here in Zambia called VentureFin. This company called VentureFin later issued a dubious invoice in the colossal amount of $90,000.
Mr. Lubinda has also accused the Anti-Corruption Commission SCC director of giving contradictory positions on the matter.
I appeal to you, my dear brothers and sisters, and particularly Lieutenant Kayukwa at the SCC, for you to do that which is expected of you. Inform the Zambians. Give them all the information you have. Yes. Tell the Zambian people exactly what it is you are investigating. Your failing to do that leaves me with no option but to prove my innocence over this matter. Yes. And the only way I can do that is to divulge the information I have. But to give it to the Anti-Corruption Commission, I refuse.
When contacted for a comment, SCC Director Godfrey Kayukwa cut the line upon hearing the journalist's introduction. Meanwhile, ECZ Director Priscilla Isaacs has urged Mr. Lubinda to give the information of corrupt practices by UPG to the Anti-Corruption Commission. UPG, on the other hand, has dispelled the allegations of corruption, noting its outstanding performance over the years.
But we deny any involvement in any of those allegations, basically. Let me be open with you. We have an impeccable reputation in this industry. So if you want to go and get references from the South African IEC, they'll tell you our reputation, okay? We act as consultants. We know the importance of our importance in the electoral process.
The company claims it has built a reputation by printing ballot papers for many other countries like South Africa, Botswana, Nigeria, and Tanzania. Dines Nyirenda, Muvi TV News in Lusaka.
The electorate in Lusaka's Matero constituency is expectant of ushering into office a performing Member of Parliament after the September 20th polls. The residents expect to see solutions provided to the problems of sanitation, water, and uncollected garbage in the area.
With the coming general elections, the people of Matero constituency in Lusaka have high expectations of the coming parliamentarian. They have cited problems of sanitation, health, and garbage as the major areas of concern. They had this to say.
Venango wakankarapo ishipashta bashta bwanji ishibareka tuna president onani road mwana wa mira MP venango wakankarapo ndrama ishipashta bwanji wankarapo sochabe kubowa myama road kubono tuona ko ishipashta bwanji bareka
tivutika kuno ndawo ya mvula timavutika matika timakangwa kuyenda mwamvera tikangwana manza mwantingala ku Matero nkujumba mfolo kwento tapa manza ndani ma MP manje baza tuna tikwanza na mifolo zonse
Ngozi munhu ngatisasevenza azadi ya bwanji sangadi so vinhu vakudya vanhu mukomboni even problem so ngati vanhu vatandiza muchito which means vanhu vazamba kudya namushe futi then futi na school na eve vambiri vamakangiwa nakulipira my exams but although it is cheap but because kaiva swasevenza libe ndrama so peza vana vakanga na kusiriza na school.
With this in view, it is hoped that the coming parliamentarian will adhere to the concerns and the expectations of people of Matero constituency. Mayra Chizuka reporting for Muvi TV in Lusaka.
3 parliamentary candidates eyeing Lusaka's Mandevu constituency have pledged to resolve the challenges beleaguering the constituency. Former Mandevu Member of Parliament Jean Kapata says there's need for her to bounce back, claiming she has laid the groundwork for most developmental projects. She says a number of developmental projects have been done, such as the erection of 7 bridges in the constituency. Her challengers on the UPND and MMD ticket dispute her achievement record, claiming Mrs. Kapata was a TV camera's Member of Parliament. UPND candidate Martha Mushipi has pledged to alleviate poverty levels in the constituency if given the mandate. And MMD candidate Dr. Canisius Banda has pledged to address the high youth unemployment levels in the constituency. The trio was speaking last night when they featured on the Muvi TV's parliamentary debate program.
I've been an MP that is on the ground. Yes, when I went to Parliament, there were a lot of problems in Mandevu. You know, when you go to Parliament, you normally read out a maiden speech. And on my maiden speech, there were a lot of concerns that were raised. There were a lot of issues that I promised the people of Mandevu. One of them was bridges. And as far as I'm concerned, bridges have been done in Mandevu. We needed, you know, Mandevu is a very complex constituency.
People's welfare. That's been my journey, really. So I'm not joining now. Now I was listening to Jean. She was talking about being on the ground. Now the people are saying Jean loves the camera, not development. When something happens, she comes, yes, but she does not develop the constituency. For instance, you know, I told her, we appeared on another program at one time, Aisha Bridge in Ngombe, a child died there. A child should not die on a bridge. It shouldn't happen.
I have moved around in all the wards and I have noticed that there's nothing that is happening in Mandevu constituency. Mandevu people continue to wallow in abject poverty. The poverty levels are so high and there's such a disparity between the riches that this country is endowed with regard to the poverty levels in this country. Somebody has to do something.
The Food Reserve Agency has released 4.6 billion kwacha for maize purchase in Chiwombo District. Zanes reports Chiwombo District Commissioner Colonel Philip Chabakale says that the funds have been for the payment to farmers for the maize supplied so far. Colonel Chabakale says the agency has bought a significant amount of crops from farmers since the marketing season was opened.